Okay, y'all, I'm back. Got my desk cleaned up a little bit, so as much as I could. So now we're just going to go ahead and cover our booklet. And basically, we are going to go ahead and get, put on our magnets and all of that kind of stuff, okay? So, in order to do that, I am going to go ahead and some of the magnets that I have, I had previously, and so I'm just going to go ahead and set them down with some, I'll probably use some score tape, and so I don't have very many left, so I'm not sure how this is all going to work out. So we will find out. So the first one I want to do though is I do want to put a magnet right in through here. So this closes up really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a magnet. Okay, so now it's the decorating part, you guys. So I am actually going to use this side for the back of my, I'm going to use for this here. So I'll be cutting panels for all of this area here. And then on the strip part, I might go ahead and do, let's see if I've got, I don't think I have any border part. So I think on this part here, I think I'll go ahead and use probably these little words, because I think they're so cute. Or I might just go ahead and use, I don't know, the paw prints are cute too. But I know I'm going to go ahead and use this. So I might go ahead and use the words in between it. So we'll see how that goes. See how that looks. And then we'll go from there. And then I'll be covering the inside of my pages. So if you want to go ahead and cover the inside of your pages, I will be fast forwarding through this part, because really you're just measuring all of your pages and doing either a 1/8 inch border around or a 1/2 inch border, whatever you choose to do. So I will probably go ahead and just do an 1/8 inch border around all of my my pages and my front of and back of my book. So I'll cover all of this part here at 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so just want to let you know, and you'll follow the same measurements, which is going to be a 9x6, I believe, or a 9x5. So depending, like this will be here, this will be 4 7/8 by 8 7/8. So then this would be, all of your panels on the back would be 8 7/8. And then you would just need to measure across. So I will put the measurements down below for each panel, okay? So this here would be 5 7/8, I think, by 8 7/8, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do all of that now. So what I might do is I'll go ahead and put down, or I'll go ahead and do the front of the book and all of that, and then and fast forward through everything else, okay? our first layers of papers. Yay! And so now we just need to do the inside of them. So for the inside, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a different design, and I can't decide. I think I might just go with I like these little kittens on the inside. I like these little guys too. So I think I might go with these guys here. But I like the footprints, but I know I need to keep one of the footprints. So, I thought these would be cute too. But it's really, it's kind of busy. But I think I might use these for the pockets. So I thought that would be cute. So for the inside, we'll go ahead and layer all of our pages. Or I'm going to layer my pages with this, with the little kitty cats. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And so I'll go ahead and start that part. So for this here, again, you will measure all of the inside of your pages, and I will put the measurements down below, or in the, not down below, but in the video, so that way you guys can, you know, as you're watching the video, you can mark down what size. Again, you'll leave whatever you left on the outside of your book, either 1/8 of an inch or 1/2 of an inch from the border, okay, to go around your paper. So this here is going to measure, again, it's going to be 9 inches, so we'll leave, all of your papers will measure at 8 7/8. And then this page here, we will measure at 5 3/8. Okay, so this one will be 5 3/8. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that one out. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut a couple of these down to the 8. I'm going to go ahead and cut these two down to the 8 7/8. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do these two here for the little cat things here. And those will be measured at, so this one will be measured at 5 3/8, and this one will be measured at 5. So we'll need one at 5 and then one at 5 3/8. So let's see, one at 5 3/8. So there's that. And then the other one will be measured at 5. Okay. And we'll set that aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and round my corners. Okay. With this one here. The top here, and then the bottom. So that will sit like that. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't get that. That little one right there is just bugging me because it's not rounding off. I'm OCD. I know, I'm crazy. So, sorry. And then this, we're going to go ahead and do the bottom and the top. This, like that. And then this will sit right like that. Okay, just like that. So those two will be right here. And then our pocket, which actually fits on the inside of this page, just like this. Okay, we will go ahead and put, I thought that these little words would be so stinking cute on it. And so to get that on there, I'm basically just going to trace it on the back of here. Okay, so so basically we'll trace it, or actually we'll just cut it. So I just need to measure it again. Right here we have, it's going to be at 5 by 5 3/4. And you're just going to measure that just like that. And then we will go ahead and cut it a little bit off here. So so I think it's going to be, let's measure it at 4 3/4. 4 3/4 is where I'm going to measure it. Okay, that'll give us a nice border, a nice clean border, just like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take off, let's see, we'll measure it to, we're gonna measure it at, let's cut it at 5 3/8. So let's see if that works. So that'll give us that border. And then we just need to draw a line here. And once we do that, we'll go ahead and cut like a little bit below that line. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just putting this, lining it up where I want it, okay, for my borders. Then I'm going to turn it over. I draw my line like that, and then I'm actually going to cut a little bit below that line, so that way it gives me a little bit of a border. So you know, you can gauge it however you would like, but I know that I want a little bit more off. So where your line is, if you have a Fiskars, you know you have this part right here, right before the cutter, the line that your little mechanism cuts. This is your ruler on this side. Line that line that we drew against this ruler right here where the opening is. And that should give you a good 1/8 inch space. Okay, so it should cut like that. So that should give you a good 1 inch space. So when you lay this down, you'll have a nice border now. Okay, so we'll glue that on there. And then we'll go ahead and glue these on here. So then we're almost done with our pages. So I'm going to go ahead and use my score tape again and my glue. I use both. So I really like using both. I just feel like it gives it a nice hold on my items. and I don't have the problem with the glue seeping out a lot all over the place, because we all know how messy I am with the glue. Okay, so okay, so let me go ahead and put this tape on here just like that. I just thought these words were so stinking cute. So then we're going to go ahead and turn this over and put our score tape on there. Or if you want to, you could use your glue, whatever you want. I'm just going to use my score tape. And you can find the score tape over at Country Craft Creations. Okay. And she sells the larger rolls, and she sells the sheets. So you could always buy the sheets too. And I'm just going to go ahead and miter that in just a bit. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and take my tape off. Just like that. And I'm actually going to miter this one opposite way. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick this down. And I'm just going to line it up. Like I said, I'm just leaving a border for my pocket. But you can line yours up to the edge if you wanted to do that. Just like that. So there's our pocket. Okay. And then you flip it over. And now we're going to do the whole inside of this. So I think on this side here, I'm going to go ahead and use different paper. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the strips for this one. So we're going to go ahead and put our, we're going to go ahead and do the pocket for this one here, okay? And then we'll decorate these pages here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to use this piece right here for the top of my pocket, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. So it's some glue. And this measures, let's see, where's my, I keep misplacing my ruler, y'all. I don't know. And it's huge, so I have no clue. Where's that? 7 or 8 and, let's see here. This measures at 8 7/8 by 3 1/2. So this measures 3 1/2 by 8, almost 8 1/2, 8 3/4. So I think I am going to cut it down to, because it's got like a little sliver right there. So if you want to measure yours down to 8 3/4 by 3 3/8, I am going to cut mine down. So 3 3/8 by 8 3/4. 3 3/8. Let's see, so that's right here. By 8 3/4. Okay. So then I'm just going to go ahead and put this on like this. So I have a nice little border around my area. Okay, oops, put it all around this way. And of course I got glue everywhere again, you guys. Told y'all. Okay, I am a messy, messy girl. Messy, messy gluer. Okay, and then before we put this on, okay, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to chop this bottom part off. Okay, just like that. And let's see. Oh, I need to cut it at. I need to cut this at 8 7/8. So we do need to cut. No, I think I'm going to cut it this way. 8 7/8. So I really don't want to cut off any little kitties. Although I'm cutting off this guy here. I love that guy. So he's so cute, but he's right there. So, and then I'm going to round my corners. So, and then I'm just going to go ahead and grab my glue and put it on the edge here. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this on there just like that. And I'm going to leave like a little border around. Okay. So there we go. And like I said, no one's going to see down and below here because our thing is going to be right there. Okay. So So there we go. So that it'll look just like that. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and I am just going to use some glue for this part. Okay. And I'm just going to put some glue right here. Some glue on the edges here. And I'm going to go ahead and take this part off. And on my other one I did a little bit of glue, and that's what I'm doing here. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down right on there. And I'm going to bring mine up because I want to make sure that I am not going to disrupt the fold. Okay. So just like that. Now there's tons of videos on probably creating a little pocket like this. This is how I do mine. I don't know how a lot of people do theirs. This is actually my first folio I've ever done. So, so I hope that you guys like it and try it out. And there's our little pocket. So you'll just go ahead and put your tags down in there just like that. Okay? Or pictures or whatever, you know, you're going to put down in there. Little memorabilia. So next thing, we're going to do this part here, and I'm going to use these little footprint dudes. They're so cute, and I know it's using the words on the back of this, but I kept one out because I do want to use some of these cut aparts. So on this one, and then on this one here, we are going to use probably, I'm going to try to see if I can use some of these little guys here. I've got, and I do have some little, I've got some of these here, little strips that we can use as well. So I've got some extra little scraps laying around. So for this one, we are going to go ahead and cut out a strip that covers from here to here because this folds in. Okay. So one paper will go just right in through here. Another paper will go here to here. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that paper will measure at it's measuring at, and it's kind of hard for me to see because I don't have my big ruler. Oh, found it. Okay, so it's measuring at 5 3/8, but we'll go ahead and cut it at 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 by 9 7/8. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do a 9 7/8 by 5 3/4. That's it. That's what I said. 5 1/4. 5 1/4. So 5 1/4. Okay. And so there's that piece. Okay. And then we'll need a piece here. So that piece is going to measure just in between, right after, or right in between these two little gussets, I guess is what they call them. So we're going to do 5 3/4. Okay, so we'll do a 5 3/4. So 5 3/4. So there's that one. I think that's what they call them. So here we go. So there's that. And then on this piece here, like I said, I'm going to use some of these little cat papers, or I might even use this here, Meow. I really like these. They're so cute. And then, or I might just go ahead and I will use some of the cut aparts. So it depends on where I'm at with that. So I want to make sure I have enough paper for y'all. Okay, so then there's that, and then we just need one here. And I'm going to use this one. I was going to use on this side here. And really like this one. You know what? Maybe I will do that, and then we'll use this one here. Yeah. Okay, so this measures, this one is going to be the back of that other one. So basically it's going to be the same measurement. So we'll need one at 5 3/4 by 8 7/8. Okay? So let's do 8 7/8. By 5 3/4. Okay. So, and that is going to be for this part right here. So we'll go ahead and cut this here. And we'll go ahead and glue this to right here. Or maybe I need to cut it down some. Yeah, I do. I don't know why it's not. So, should have been 5 3. So let's go ahead and cut it down to, let's do 5 and 5 5/8. Let's do 5 5/8. See how that works. That's nice. So that leaves a nice border. So yeah, so we'll need to cut this one down to at 5 5/8. And then this one will go on this side here. And I'll do the corners of this. Like that. So then this one will go here. And then on this part here, I am going to go ahead and do, I'm actually going to go ahead and put the paw print here, I think. Or I might just do a nice, like this border here, and then do a cut apart or some stickers on this part here. So, so I thought this would be so cute. So that I might go ahead and use that down here, okay, with maybe one of these little cutouts here. So that's what I'm going to do for the envelope part, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get these mounted down and get the rest of this mounted down. So these I'm just going to stick here because I know that's where I want those. This I'm going to go ahead and put down here. so now what we have to do is just cover our envelope and our little envelope pocket, and then cover this little guy here. So that will be like that. I went ahead and pulled off my magnet from here, and I stuck it on the inside, so it'll close a little bit better. And then I will probably do the same here with my magnet for the closure here, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and push, I think, if it'll work. So I'm going to go ahead and that off there, and go ahead and put a pop dot on the back, or not a pop dot, a glue dot on the back of that, this one here, because I think I want this one attached to the inside of my envelope here. Okay, and then I will need another one, so that will be attached like that. Okay, so that'll close like that. And then and these are basic gray magnets, so you can get those over at Tamara Shop. Then when our book closes, it will go ahead and adhere. So but I don't know, I might go ahead and use another one, so just on the safe side. So so we'll go ahead and decorate our little envelope here, and if you wanted to, you can go ahead and decorate in here if you want to slide a piece of paper down in there. I'm not going to. I'll probably just go ahead and decorate this, and then probably the top of this, and then this right here, and then that's pretty much all I'm going to do. So for use, might go ahead and choose like one of these, or I might go ahead and just, I'm not sure. There we go again. So might go ahead, I really do like this. I like that pattern. I think that's really cute. So I might go ahead and just use this one for here, and then and round the corners on that, since it's pretty much, let me see if it looks, it's cut to the way I want it anyway with the border and all, so I really kind of like it like that. So, and that way all we have to do is just glue that one down. Now that does measure at 1.5 inches by 9 by 8 7/8. Okay, so 1.5 inches by 8 7/8. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down now, since I know that that's the one I really want to use. I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. And I'm just going to scoot that up just like that. This for here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, because that will cover all the way up there, and I can actually go ahead and tear a little bit of this off of here so the blue doesn't show all the way to the end. And again, this is just painter's tape that I was using. You get it at any hardware store. And I just use it sometimes to stick my magnets on. So, okay. And so basically it's already cut to how I want it, y'all. So I just need to go ahead and use this part. Just going to go ahead and glue it down. Here I go again. Okay. So I need to make sure that I'm covering it up. Scoot it up some. Okay, and there we go. So there's that part, and I don't know, I kind of like this little cat right here. He's so cute. And then there's this thing here. I like that too. I might go ahead and cut this out and put this right here. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now, you guys, the decorating begins. So now that we have everything pretty much cut out, we've got like all of our items glued down. Everything's good. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little border around that. So I do have some black scrap pieces of paper, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on a border just like that. So I may not put that there. I don't know yet. Okay. Don't know what I'm doing yet, y'all. So, and we still have to cover this right here. So let's go ahead and do that part. So for the back of this, I think I want this here, and then I want these here. So these little strips need to be, I'm going to leave a nice little border, so I'm going to cut them all at 5. Let's see here, hold on one second. Make sure that so I'm going to cut them all at like 5 and let's do 5 and 5/8 and see how that works out. So I'll grab these. Okay, so everything is covered now, you guys. So, our little thing is covered. And then, now we just need to cover this here. And this will go here. And then this will go on there, just like that. And then on this side here, I might do a little pocket, or I might just do like a little flap too that opens up with some pictures in it. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet. So on this part here, we are going to go ahead and I'm going to cover these in black, in the black paper. Okay, and how I'm going to do that is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put the black paper on top of this and then cut around these, because I noticed that I tried it before. I just want it to match, so I think either that, or I might just go ahead and use, I might go ahead and just use these. See if it'll wrap around it like this. I might do that, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So, okay. So, okay, so I will be right back.